tennis director here at John Drew Smith Tennis Center and the head coach for the Quickstart program. I'm reviewing class number 1 so that you can see all the components and all the skills that we did during the class. We started out the class at class 1 in taking, after we did our warm-up, and just taking our hand and we slid it down to the grip. We practiced on bouncing down, making sure that we have that ball in the center. And you might remember from your homework assignment that we talked about hitting the ball in the sweet spot, and you had to identify that on your written test. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to bounce that ball. We started out bouncing that ball, putting it in the center. Then, with palms being up, we took our racket, put it in the face, put it up, with the face of the racket pointing to the sky, and we bumped up. Putting that ball in the center, trying to hit it right there in that sweet spot, and we didn't want the racket to go any higher than our head. And we also want to make sure that we stay within the boundaries of our court. Then we did the self-rally. We took, bounced, making sure when we hit the ball that we kept the ball within our base. Our base being my left foot and my right foot, which is about shoulder feet apart. And we took and tried to catch that ball right in the center. If the ball moved to the left, I moved. If the ball was low, I bent my knees. I didn't bend over at the back, but I bent my knees so I can keep my back straight, and I bump it up. On the forehand ground stroke, we took and we did some progressive skills that kind of emphasize the technique to hit a forehand ground stroke. As soon as we finished bouncing up, bouncing down, doing the self-rally, we went to a drill where we took and we got behind the baseline. Okay, and behind that baseline, we put our weight on our dominant side. So if I'm right-handed, I wanted my weight on my right foot. And I took and I stepped forward my left leg and I tossed the ball. One of the key things that we want to make sure when we toss by pushing off my right to my left, just like if I was walking. If I'm walking, I would step with my left and my opposite arm goes forward. So I want to push off and toss, okay? Second key point to that tossing is making sure that my wrist is still. Because when I translate this to hit my forehand, I want a still wrist. I don't want my wrist fluttering around. I want to keep it steady. So when I'm tossing, I want to toss with a steady push to my target. I hit my forehand. And hitting the forehand, my demonstration started with me facing my target. And as I faced my target, I took my hand, slide down, I shook hands with the racket. I'm in such. The butt of the racket is kind of facing me. I took my racket and I put it back. I want to lay my racket head back so my hand is like this. My racket is in it. When I step forward to make contact with the ball, my racket head is level. It's not down, it's not up, but it's level. And it's going to be flush with the ball. So I keep a nice, clean stroke through the ball. If there was no strings in the racket, the ball will go straight through. So if I keep a straight line, I will have it. On my follow through, I made sure once I left the contact, I followed through. My elbow kind of went out towards my target. The back of my hand is facing my cheek, and I'm up. It's separated from my body. So it looks like this. I turn. We use what we call a kiss motion. We're here. We separate it. I step. I hit. I turn, I lay it back, I put my racket here so my butt of my racket is pointed towards my target. I separate it, put my ball well out in front of me. I dropped and I stepped and I hit just like I did when I tossed the ball. So my stroke looks exactly like this. As I turn, I'm here, butt of the racket, separate, I drop, I hit. My follow through is here. Good practice to do is when you do this and you drop and you hit, just freeze it for a few minutes and just look and see where you are. This is your checkpoint. Elbow going towards the target, the back of the hand. The key at this stage is making sure that we work on the technique, and if we can build a solid foundation, then we can grow with our strokes. So again, we turn, separate, we drop. Okay, let's go through the homework assignment, and these are the skills that I need for you to work on between now and next class. And remember, it's incredibly important that these homework assignments be done because we won't get it all done in just coming to class on Saturday. You're going to have to spend some time with all these skills, all these drills, so that you can become the best you can be. All right, again, I took my hand, I put it on the face of the racket, I slide down to the grip, my palm is down, okay? And I want to just bounce the ball, tapping the ball up enough to come back up to me, okay? So you're bouncing down. Putting it in the sweet spot, bouncing down. I need for you to do 300 of these between now and the next time you come out for class. Slide down, we're doing ups. With the ups, I'm bouncing the ball, trying to put it in the center again, that sweet spot, and I'm bouncing it. I don't need that ball to go any higher than my head. And if I move, I need to move and keep it still in that center. 300 of those. All right, self rally. With the self rally is when the ball went down. If the ball doesn't bounce as high, I need to bend so I can push that ball up to my head high. You need 300 of those. These skills are very important because it helps us develop our hand and eye coordination. All right, that stuff translates very important to our progression. Progression now is to move back. Well, we took our racket head back, we kiss, we separate it, we drop, we hit. I need for you to be able to turn, drop, and hit with a partner standing 10 feet apart. I need for you to drop and hit 8 balls in a row to your partner. They must be able to catch it, okay? They need to be able to catch it. They need to be standing still. So you need to be able to drop and hit 8 consecutive. If you get to number 7 and you miss it, you need to start over. It's good for practice and work so that we can be able to do 8 in a row. All right, I look forward to seeing you next class.